Hello, this is version 4 of the Chronos raid farm. The main improvement over version 3 is the lag that the farm causes, which I can actually just start off by showing you the lag test. This was done on the Chronos CMP. As we can see, the baseline with no farm running is 0.35 MSPT. The MSPT with the V4 running was 6.33, and with V3 running was 12.85, so it's literally half the lag. And then I just tested another couple other farms that have released recently to see how they perform on the same server. The way the lag reduction is done is the layout has been changed completely to not downhexel all the mobs at all. A lot of the lag was caused by pistons pushing mobs, so I tried to cut that down as much as possible. So we can see the mobs spawn here and then just get pulled to the side once and they just fall. They get pre-damaged by this TNT, which brings them to low enough health so that they can get one shot by the player. And they come down here, get looted by the player with the cart sweeping chamber, and then their drops go into storage. The reason we're using a cart sweeping chamber is because there's a Skull Catalyst here which prevents XP from spawning. When a mob dies near Skull Catalyst, instead of dropping XP, the Skull spreads their shit everywhere. So that just prevents it from spawning XP. So we don't have to deal with removing it and the lag that it causes. But that also doesn't mend the sword, so breaking a cart with your sword doesn't cost any durability, but breaking an armor stand with the sword does, so we need to use a cart here. That doesn't mean that it works on paper though. I had a lot of people asking if I could modify V3 to use a cart looting so it worked on paper, but there's other reasons that the farm doesn't work on paper. So this farm still does not work on paper. You need carpet mod. If you ask how to make it work on paper, we're gonna laugh at you. Another improvement is the raid stacker, which uses the same trick discovered by winnetou that a couple other farms have been using. It uses 16 villagers, so it's a reduction in the amount of villagers you need to get. And then up here we got nether portals, same as all the other farms. You need a lava cube on the other side. And when you're building the farm, you want to make sure it's chunk lined correctly. There's a box down here that you can use to chunk line the farm. And if you have sodium installed, you're not going to be able to see the darker blue lines. All of the lines will be this cyan color. So if you want to see if it's height aligned correctly, you want to just look at your y coordinate and see if it's divisible by 16. So this is negative 16, and that is divisible by 16, so this is the location that will work. On 1.18, they added lines every 8 blocks, so if you just choose one of these lines at random, then there's a 50% chance it's going to work. There's also a couple items you need to pre-fill. This hopper over here needs 14 items in it, and then there's the item storage down here where you can just check the schematic for how to configure those hoppers because it's a little different than a couple other item filters. When you go to run the farm, there's a villager back here. So if you just fly in from any random angle, you might start the raid by accident in the wrong spot. So make sure you approach the farm from this side. And then I'm gonna put myself in survival mode and give myself bad omen. And then I want to cross the blue line on the chunk border to start the raid. If you cross over where the red line is, it's going to start the raid, but it's going to be in the wrong spot, so don't do that. You want to cross over the blue line. You also need a sword. And because we don't mend the sword, you only need sharpness, sweeping, and looting on it. There's also a couple beacons back here. This one has haste or strength 2. This one's got haste 2. And this one you just need regen. The other effect doesn't matter. You can choose whatever you want. It's just resistance or jump boost or speed. Now I'm going to go in survival mode and give myself bad omen. And then I'm going to cross the blue line, and that starts the raid, and then I'm going to attack the cart once. And then if you want to use a bot to run this farm, then just spawn the bot right here. And then you want to make the bot move forward because the cart will actually push the bot back. If you're using yourself to run this farm, then you don't need to move forward. The cart won't push you back. And then after all the raids have spawned up there, I just do /player And then if you're using the bot, you type the bot's name. If you're using it yourself, you type your own name. And this does have to be with carpet mod. You can't use a client-side auto-clicker like an external program or a tweakeroo. That won't work. Attack interval 10. And then we can see that the TNT starts stooping, and then it's going to start pre-damaging the mobs a little bit. And then they're all going to get thrown down here. And then we can see there is 2 raid bars at the top, so the farm heads start correctly. And then we're just going to wait for it to start up. Okay, so let's just pretend it's running at full speed. I know it's going to because it's speeding up a little bit. So if you want to turn it off, just do player raid stop. And that's going to cancel the raids. It's going to move the workstation at the bottom to cancel the raids, but there's still going to be some left over. So all you need to do is just kill the bot. And then fly away so those raiders can despawn. So yeah, that's the entire farm. If you've got any questions, you can ask in my Discord or the Chronos Discord. Bye.